So hello, here we are. This is a quick walk around tour of Opel's Classic Centre at the factory in Rüsselsheim. Basically here is where they have something of a treasure trove of classic heritage cars, racing cars, concept cars, you name it. It's pretty much all here under one roof. So we're going to give you basically a quick look around, a quick tour of some of the cars that they have here. Hopefully, I'm sure like me, you probably remember watching some of these things on Eurosport and on television racing years ago. But they have them all here. Most of these cars are pretty much as they last ran. But we also have, they're all been quite well maintained, so a lot of them are quite new as well. But yeah, hopefully this might be enjoyable. You might like some of the cars that we have here on show, and obviously get involved in the comments if there's something that you want to see, or maybe you remember something like that. Like, we'd love to know what you think, maybe share some of your memories. But we're just going to literally walk around the whole facility here, give you a look at everything, let you see what it's all like, and hopefully you might enjoy it. This is where we are, or it's actually the factory in Rüsselsheim, and although this is not officially open to the public, occasionally we do get to have access and we get to get in and have a look at the place, and it really is just a treasure trove of stuff that they have here. It's quite phenomenal, and stuff from all over the years. We'll go into another section in a couple of minutes and we'll show you some of the other cars that they have. And again, they have some of their very, very first cars are here. So it's not just purely motorsport derived models that they have, but where we are right now is a new section that they've just opened. So previously a lot of these cars would have just been in storage. So it's a shame to see these things just kind of sit there and not be on display. So we're glad that we can get in here today and actually show you through some of the models that they have. There's obviously, we have some of the newer cars here as well. Various different things from racing cars to, obviously, remember the Vectra touring cars as well. These were such a great looking thing. And obviously all the retro liveries is really quite cool as well from Pellner. And yeah, they've got all sorts literally here. So we've got some rally cars as well, and everything is just kind of so well presented here. And of course there's some, when you look at the detail of some of these things, there's some very, very famous names attached to some of the cars as well, so you can see exactly who was racing. And also, I mean, just look at some of these things are so cool as well. It's of course a Sprint, absolutely wonderful to see. Very, very basic inside. Really, really nifty. So as I mentioned, there's all sorts. Some good old Rothmans livery rally car, and as you can see, some quite famous names attached to these things as well, who had raced them over the years. Again, some really cool detail to see exactly what it's like inside the car that Walter raced. Very, very cool. And of course there's another one raced by Joachim Klint, another quite famous, well-known German racing driver. Again, this is another Walter Roll car, Joachim Berger. So yeah, it's some really quite a great mix of cars on display. But as well as motorsport cars, there's also some of the heritage cars and some of the classic cars that they've had over the years. So from GSI models right down to some more unusual displays and concept cars and show cars that have been presented over the years. Some absolutely fantastic. So Admiral, this Manta GSI is just absolutely fantastic. And all I have to say, you know, when you look around this, all of these cars are in absolutely perfect condition. It really is quite phenomenal just how well maintained these cars are. In most cases they are pretty much like new. This is the inside of this fantastic Opel Admiral, and you've got, you know, models like the Capitan, and that's really, you know, the old Ascana's automatic Opel Ascana from 1975. I'm sure this will bring back memories to some people as well. And yeah, there's even so as well as this, there's obviously the world of electric is a very big thing at the moment, and you have cars like this. This is the Opel Impulse 1. It was a electric Cadet that was made, and these were all really just one-off cars that were made. You have this Impulse 2, which is obviously based on the Astra, and it's even got this clear insert on the bonnet where all the battery and all the electronics are. Obviously most people will remember the Ampera, which was obviously sold as the Volt in other countries, and all of these cars are actually still maintained, still run. They're all kept plugged in, charged up, so there's quite a variety of different things. We've seen this is a hydrogen a fuel cell setup here, so it's really quite a variety of different models. You probably spot this in the corner. You've got the Opel Monza concept. This really is quite a stunning concept car. It looks absolutely fantastic even now, even though it's a few years old. And actually this car went on to influence the Insignia. Didn't quite get the gold wing doors with the Insignia. But yeah, really quite fantastic to get to see these things up close, away from a motor show. We literally have the whole place in here to ourselves today, which is fantastic to see. And yeah, all sorts of weird and wacky, wonderful concept cars here, as you can see. Really very unusual things. And as well as that, there's obviously commercial vehicles. So Opel, over its history, has made quite a lot of commercial vehicles. And as you can see, these are on display here as well. There's not quite as many as the cars, but they have them here. And obviously these are all brought out to various different events, and even got this quite unusual bus as well, which really looks really cool with the glass panels in the roof. And I'll give you a slightly better look at it here. As you can see, really quite wild to see these things up close. But as well as obviously the classic cars and these motorsport cars, there's actually a whole lot more to see in this facility here. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually just go up and head on through to the next section of it, because there's quite a lot to see here. But yeah, as you can see, a whole load of different motorsport cars from all the various years that Opel has competed in. And as well as being a place to store these cars, there's actually a huge amount of them are maintained and worked on and restored here by Opel technicians. So you see they're constantly working on things and improving them, restoring them. And occasionally they'll just find a car, they'll come across something, and they will literally just put it all back together, because they're obviously they want to preserve this whole history that they have here of the brand. And yeah, we have all sorts of different things, right down to design models that are here. It's really quite a it's you could spend hours in here just going through everything, looking at all that they have, and it's quite amazing to see. And as you can see, it's a real functioning workshop. This is quite literally what all they do here is just maintain all this fantastic fleet of cars that they have. And pretty much I've asked them, and more or less everything here can run. We actually drove this car about a year ago at an event. I think this is one of the oldest cars that Opel has. It's the patent motor wagon from 1899, and just some really quite incredible details. It is quite literally a horseless carriage, and yeah, it was quite an experience to go traveling in this car about a year ago. And yeah, it still works, it runs. Wouldn't say it's the smoothest thing in the world, but it does work. And yeah, you've got some so we'll show you just through some of the other models that they have here. We have obviously all sorts, even down to Opel motorcycles that were previously produced. And this was the one of the famous rocket cars that they used for a land speed attempt. So as you can see, thankfully this is just set up for display, but you get an idea of what it's like. And this was done, it was actually raced on the beach, I think. Then there's all these other weird and wonderful things that they have. Just going back to electric moment, this is an Electro GT. So yeah, they made an electric Opel GT, and as you can see, with all the electronics, even the passenger seat had to be removed for the batteries to try and fit them all in. Now, this is one of the clay models that they actually made for the Opel GT, and as you can see, half and half. It shows they weren't quite sure about how to finish it off, and this shows two different variants that they were working on for the car. So yeah, Opel didn't just make cars. There's also a huge amount of bicycles and motorcycles from way back in the years, and that they used to make. Even these red tires, fantastic looking. Quite a wild looking 4-cylinder motorcycle there. But they've literally got all sorts of different things here, and it's really cool to be able to come in and have a look around this. As I said, it's not generally open to the public, so it's quite unusual to come in and be able to see all of these things all lined up here. And there's some absolutely fantastic models. It's great to see them all wearing number plates, and they're all often these get taken out and brought on heritage drives and vintage drives, so there's a whole heap of different things here. And not only that, they've even got some fantastic little signs here as well. So there you go, it's a quick tour around some of the Opel facility here, classic facility, the factory in Rüsselsheim. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Get involved in the comments below, we'd love to know what you think, if you've got any favorites. And there you have it, thanks for watching.